Hey everybody! I'm just gonna wait a couple minutes for people to hop on. I'm not sure how many people are gonna hop on since it's like crazy early in the morning. Um, I'm going to finish my lip sense really quick. Because full disclosure, I just woke up about 40 minutes ago. And Mama's still getting ready. Hey Abby! Okay. Oh wow, we already have 12 people on. I guess I'll stop doing my lip dance. Hey guys, hey Emily, hey Tiffany. Do you guys know what color I'm wearing? Um, quick tip. If you're like me and you have to get up at like a moment's notice, not caramel apple. I'll just tell you guys because it's really hard to guess. It looks like caramel apple and roseberry. It's actually pink plumeria, which is like a super unicorn. So it's actually probably kind of hard to guess. So I'll just tell you guys. But pink plumeria kind of looks like sheer pink or roseberry. So you guys are close. Y'all are close. Alright, let me get my little notes. Alright, so I am going to start I'm going to start by just kind of telling you guys my story, introducing myself. I'm going to talk about how I was recruited, so you guys can kind of get an idea of that. And excuse my messy room behind me. So sorry, this is real life, so I don't have clean anything. And just real quick, while people are hopping on, I want to see where everybody's from. So, if you're on here watching, go ahead and comment in the comments and let me know your city and state where you're from. I want to see. Hey, Jalen, I'm glad you're awake. Are you feeling better? Pocatello, Idaho. South Carolina, Springfield, Missouri. I love it. Maryland, yay! Cool, guys. Oh my gosh, you guys are from all over. Sorry, I'm messing with my hair still. So while you guys are hopping on and telling me where you guys are from, I tried this new hair thing last night, like spontaneously at 1 in the morning. It's called a sleep styler, and they're these like rollers you can put in your hair and sleep on them, and it's supposed to curl it. I think you did a pretty good job. This side didn't work out super well, but that's okay. We don't have any Texas people on yet. It looks like we just have mostly East Coasters, which makes sense. Because I wouldn't be awake right now if it wasn't for the recruiting rally. I stay up really, really late and wake up really late. That's not the best schedule, but it works for me. Okay, so I'm just going to hop into it while you guys are hopping on. My name is Lauren Richardson. If you guys don't know who I am, oh, sorry, I was just reading Jalen's message. Yes, Red Bull for breakfast. It's disgusting, but I need it. I am from Fort Worth, Texas. I love it here. Texas is an amazing place to live, especially Fort Worth. But I do know the Dallas side really well because I used to live in Dallas area for like 3 years. So we We've been in Texas for almost 4 years. No, 5 years. No, 4 years. Something like that. A couple years. Before that, my husband and I lived in Utah for 5 years. We both went to BYU. So if there's any BYU people out there, shout out to you. Go Cougars. We met in college and got married seniors in college. And we lived in Utah for a while. And before that, I was born and raised on the West Coast, kind of coast, in Las Vegas, Nevada. So really, I'm not Southern, even though I act Southern. I have a Southern daddy. He grew up in Kentucky, so I was raised Southern, but grew up in Las Vegas. So that's just me, where I'm from, my roots. I'm married. I've been married for almost 6 years in December. We have 2 kids. Everett is 3. He's starting school on Monday, and my little heart is breaking, but I'm so excited for this little buddy. And I have a 1-year-old daughter, Virginia, who's super cute and sassy. She's going to give me a hard time. So my story, I have kind of a long story background of what was going on with me before I joined Synergence. But I'm not going to dive like super hardcore into my story because it'll take me forever and I only have like 50 minutes to talk. But basically, I'll just like give you a rundown of my background before I joined Synergence. So from 2015 to like summer of 2015 to summer of 2016, I kind of had a lot of crazy tragedies and really hard stuff happen. Good stuff happened to me as well, but that stretch of year was really, really hard on me. So July 2015, I found out I was pregnant, and I ended up having a miscarriage about a week later. So we were trying for our second baby, and I ended up miscarrying, which I never had a miscarriage before, and so it was very devastating, and I didn't really understand, and I blamed myself, and I was pretty depressed and heartbroken. I'm sure if you guys have had a miscarriage before, you guys know all the emotions that happen when you lose a baby like that. So that was a really hard trial for me to get through that summer. But thankfully, about 2 months later, I found out I was pregnant again. So I found out I was pregnant with my now daughter, Virginia, in September. So that was a really good thing that happened. I was able to get pregnant really quickly, which was a huge, huge blessing. So that happened. And then in December 2015, I was about 21 weeks pregnant at that point, I think. I lost my little brother. He was 23 when he passed away. He took his own life. He had mental illness. He's bipolar, and it was very, very bad, very tragic, very hard for my whole family, very hard on him, most importantly. And he ended up taking his own life about 2 weeks before Christmas. And so that was understandably extremely tragic. If you've ever had someone pass away that you know from suicide, it's very tragic and just kind of hard to understand sometimes. But I mean, I have mental illness as well. I have really bad anxiety and depression, so I kind of understand, what a little bit of what he was going through. But yeah, so we lost him in December, and it was super tragic, but thankfully, like, I have a really strong family, and we all connected, and we're able to push through that and be together as a family, which is a huge blessing. So I was about 21 weeks pregnant when that happened, and traveling pregnant to a funeral. Obviously, I was like freaking out. So I have some kind of now funny stories of me freaking out in the airport. I'll let you know them sometime. Um, so anyways, during this, and then after that, the next couple months, my husband and I, we were living at my in-laws' house in Plano, Texas, saving up money and paying off debt for so we could buy a house. And I had racked up a good amount of debt just from stupid expenses. And so we were really determined to pay off that debt and save for a house. And so we were doing that. And thankfully, we were able to save for a down payment and have that ready to go. And we bought our first house out here in Fort Worth. And we were able to sign those papers on May 6th of 2016, which was really exciting. And I was 37 weeks pregnant when that happened. So we were planning on moving all of our stuff to Fort Worth, which is an hour away, and then having the baby back where we were living an hour away, and then after we had the baby, moving officially into our house. So it's going to be crazy. But the day that we signed our mortgage papers, that evening I found out that my 9-year-old sister had aspirated. She had really bad asthma, and so she had an asthma attack, and she ended up aspirating, and it stopped her breathing in her heart, and so she was rushed to the hospital, and the doctors didn't give a good prognosis. And so she was in the ICU for about a week. And since I was so pregnant, I was literally about to have a baby. I was not able to travel to Kentucky, where my family lives, and be with her while she was fighting for her life in the ICU. She ended up passing away about a week later. There was just too much brain damage, and she wasn't going to survive, and she was 9 years old when this happened. So my sister Catherine passed away about 6 days before I gave birth. So I wasn't able to be there to say goodbye to her. I had to say goodbye to her over FaceTime. And I wasn't able to go to her funeral because I was literally in the hospital with having a baby. So that was super, super tragic as well. And it's still tragic, especially because I wasn't able to be there and she was so little. So I still struggle with my siblings passing away. So that was my year. Lots of tragedies, but of course good things happened. I mean, I was pregnant and we bought a house, and so good things were happening, but in the midst of all that, I was really suffering, losing family members and losing a baby, and I just was not in a good place. I was kind of lost, and I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. I was a full-time working medical laboratory scientist, and I just was like, is this what I want to do? I need to be home with my kids probably, but I love this career, and I was so lost, not in a good place. I was just kind of going through the motions, trying to take care of my kids through the day to day and just trying to get through the day. So that all happened in May. And then, shortly after all of that, I saw Jaylyn posting about this lipstick on Snapchat and on Facebook, just kind of talking about this lipstick that wouldn't budge. And I'm a huge makeup person. I am actually a blogger, and I blog about fashion and beauty. And so I saw her posting about this lipstick and how long lasting it was, and I was kind of skeptical. I'm sure a lot of people are. And so I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to buy it and see if it really is this long lasting. So I ended up purchasing some colors from Jaylyn when she first signed up as a distributor, literally, she posted about it the day she signed up or something, and I purchased from her that day. So I was one of Jalen's original customers. So I ended up trying it. Of course, I loved it, was obsessed with it. I wouldn't stop raving about it on Snapchat to all my followers and just showing how it wouldn't smudge, talking about it everywhere. And but I had no intention of signing up or anything. I was super anti MLM, even though my mom is like a higher up in doTERRA, and now that I look back, I was probably like really bratty to her, not supporting her in her doTERRA business. But yeah, I just thought it was a really big scam. And when I saw that Jalen signed up for an MLM, like I had known Jalen through blogging for the last couple years, and I was just kind of like, oh great, here we go, like another MLMer. I'm probably gonna have to unfollow her because it's gonna get annoying. Because my experience with MLM is just a bunch of people cold messaging me, um, just because I was a blogger, like wanting me to join their team, and that's like my only experience with them. And so I was just like, oh gosh, but I'll support her and buy this lipstick, and then I'll probably have to like defriend her or something. So, anyways, I was raving about it on Snapchat, and I was like, oh gosh, I need more purples and oranges and pinks, and I was like going on and on and on about all these colors I wanted to get. And so Jalen must have seen that because she messaged me and was like, hey, I'm not sure if you'd be interested, but being a distributor is actually pretty awesome. You can, and she just, told me about all the perks. And she just sent me a message like, hey, I saw that you wanted to buy more colors and you wanted to buy a lot more colors, so you should just probably sign up as a distributor because that's, you'll save a lot of money. So I don't think I messaged her back right away. I think I let it marinate for a day, and I was just kind of like, I don't know about this, but at the same time, my heart was like, okay, this is like something you should do, and I was kind of like fighting it. And so I messaged Jalen back finally and just kind of asked some questions and was like, okay, I'll talk to my husband. So it took me a couple days to actually sign up after she talked to me about it, just because I really analyze things. I'm a scientist, so I just like overanalyze everything in my life. So when Jalen was talking about it and she was telling me about the perks, she shared with me like the income possibility, which was a huge turn on for me because I actually did decide to quit my full-time job when I had my daughter. And so we went down to one income, and we had just bought a house, and I was like kind of freaking out about how tight our budget was, but we were going to make it work. So I was kind of like, okay, like there's income potential here. I could help support my family this way, and couple $100s a month could really help the budget. We could actually go on a date night. And then she told about the Senna, and that's where my light went off. I was like, wait, what? I can get a car with Synergence? Like, that was a huge deal for me because I had 2 kids. The only car that we owned was a tiny Toyota Corolla, so we had 2 car seats in the back. It was literally so squishy with 2 kids. And my dream car was to get a minivan because they're super like high tech now and super nice and roomy, but those are like freaking $40,000 cars, and there was no way that we could afford something like that, especially with our tight budget. And so when I heard about the fact that I could get a car from Synergence, I was like, yes, sign me up. I want that car. And that was like my ultimate Synergence goal, was to get the car. Like, that's all I cared about, all I wanted. Being a crown princess was like not even on my radar. I was like, yeah, right, that's impossible. I'm never gonna do that. Like, I was like, I probably won't even have a big team. I just want the car. Like, tell me what to do to get the car. So I signed up. I was one of Jalen's original distributors. I think I was like probably the 3rd distributor or something that she signed up, which is crazy to think about. So I remember when Jalen first hit Maiden, I was there, And I've watched her go all the way up, and it's been a really cool thing to watch and really inspiring. So, yeah, that's just kind of how I was recruited. It was really, Jalen just messaged me, like I was her customer and she saw that I liked the product, and so she messaged me. So my advice is, if you see people that you are your customers and they're talking about the product and they love it, message them and say, hey girl, got to get on this, okay? So, and Jalen has told me that she doesn't ever really go out on a limb like that and message people like that. She just did it for me, and I don't know. I kind of feel like it was divine intervention on her part because, we followed each other on blogs, but I'm not totally sure if like she was following me that much and actually knew everything that I had just gone through. And so, it was a huge blessing to be able to come across that. Like, literally, I think it was God handing this to me and saying, like, telling me in my heart, this is what's going to support your family. This is what's going to create this legacy for your kids and your grandkids that are going to support them throughout their whole lives. This is what's going to bring you back from your deep depression and help you feel life again. And I'm so eternally grateful for Jalen for stepping out of her comfort zone and telling me about this, because it has literally changed my life and taken me from this dark place and given me strength and comfort and friends and confidence, and I am not the same person that I was a year ago, and it is a huge blessing. And I didn't plan on crying, Jalen. So I just my main message to you guys today is I want you guys to know that yes, it's super scary to reach out to people, but you don't always know what people need and what people are praying for and what people, what people are struggling with. And so you never know when something like this could be a giant blessing to someone's life. And if you don't take that leap and reach out to people and hand them this gift, they might never find it. And, if you feel in your heart that you know somebody that would be really good at it or might need it, you go message them today, because that could be God telling you, hello, you need to give this to them. They need this. So don't always listen to your gut and your soul, because there are some amazing people out there that are struggling financially or just need a boost of confidence, need something in their life like this. And you might be the one that needs to give it to them. So don't be scared to recruit. I am a huge, huge, huge fan of recruiting. It's like my bread and butter, which is crazy because I never thought it would be. And I'm always talking about recruiting. I swear my team is probably sick of me talking about it by now. But recruiting is so special because we have this amazing gift, this amazing company, and we need to be sharing it with literally every person that we see on the street, because this is the life-changing business. You guys know, if you've been in this for a little while, you've seen the friendships, you've seen the support, you've seen the son of sisterhood. It's an amazing gift to be able to have this in my life, and so I want to share this with everyone, because this is life-changing, and you don't want to leave anyone you know out in the dust and then 10 years from now be like, oh shoot, I probably should have gotten them into this because they could have used this. That's not what you want to do. So I this morning have prepared 5 tips um, for better recruiting that I wrote last night. And hold on, I need to pull up something on my phone really quick. La 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 la. Where is it? Sorry, guys. I have a cold or allergies or something. I don't know what it is. Okay, here we go. Sorry. I'm going to need that for later. So, I wanted to condense this down into 5 tips for better recruiting. These are like my 5 main tips that always seem to work for me and others. And it's a really good place to start and to kind of make a game plan for your recruiting. So my first tip is to find your why and to stay authentic to that. So today, I'm going to start out with a little challenge here. Today, I want you guys to take out a piece of paper or a journal or whatever and just kind of jot down why you're doing Synergence. There has to be something that drew you to this company, whether it be financial, the perks, the products, whatever it may be. Develop your why and know why you're doing this business, because your why is going to take you through all of the hard times that you go through. For me, my why originally was, financial freedom. I mean, it still is, but financial freedom for my family, to be able to actually have family time together and be able to just have that freedom to travel and go visit family and not have to worry about bills and have savings, have my kids' college paid for, all of that stuff. So my why is to have financial freedom and just freedom in this life. And my other why is to help women feel beautiful and accomplished and feel like they can take care of their family. I think it's really hard, especially for stay-at-home moms, which I'm coming to find now, switching from being a full-time working mom to being a stay-at-home mom. It's really hard to feel like you are contributing to the household if you're not bringing in income. And at least that's how I felt, because I was so used to contributing an income. And so to be able to have something like this to wake up to every day and work hard at has been a huge deal for me, and so I want to give that to other women. So finding your why is super important, because that's going to be your main message that you share over social media and that you share with other people. We learned at the Cinefest about a couple weeks ago, I can't remember how long it was, that Chris Simonian actually suggested that when you're talking to people about Synergence, don't start with your what, like what you do, but start with your why. Start with what do you do for a living? Oh, I like to help women feel beautiful and confident and keep staying confident from morning until night. So starting with your why is a really good conversational starter, and it really tells everybody what you're all about, no matter what you're doing. And just staying authentic to your why and having that being your main message as you post on social media and in your group, you are going to be able to attract people that are like-minded towards you. So if people have similar whys in their life, they're going to hear your why and say, oh, maybe Synergence is a great way to accomplish my why as well. It's just a way for you to naturally attract people to you and to kind of create your overall brand. So you want to have just kind of a seamless why you do this business all across social media and everybody you talk to. So it's easy. People know what you're all about, and people are attracted to that. So some ways that I like to kind of stay inspired and be reminded of my why is I really like to journal every day, meditate, and listen to like podcasts or audiobooks while I drive that are business oriented. or just inspiring in general. I can maybe post later about some podcasts that I like to listen to in the car. But I found that doing these things, journaling and meditating, it really allows me to like brain dump, get everything that I'm thinking out of my brain, and just kind of organize my thoughts and really stay inspired and really remind myself why I am doing what I'm doing. And by taking care of myself like that and helping my mental state, because journaling and meditating is a great way to help calm your brain, and just like refocus, especially for people that have anxiety like me. And so that's kind of a good way to stay on track with your why and to stay on track with your goals. So you might be wondering, like, what does this have to do with recruiting, right? Like, this isn't a way to go out and get people. Well, if you have a solid why and you know why you're doing it, it's going to be really easy for you to push yourself past your comfort zone and go out and talk to people. So it's really important to internally establish your own why and to know why you're doing it, so you can go out and be a little bit uncomfortable and find those people and train them and go live like I am, because I'm definitely not comfortable doing this. So yeah, create your story and share that story with everyone. That's a great way to recruit. And that's how I've recruited a lot of my girls. Just sharing my story and sharing what Students has done with me has definitely brought in a lot of questions. So my second tip is to talk to people and get yourself out there. And this might seem, already, you probably are like, that's not a tip. Like, duh. But it's really, it seems silly, but I think a lot of us forget that if we're going to recruit and make connections, we actually have to get out of our circle and go talk to people, more people, and and just like get our name out there. I think a big problem and a big reason why people aren't successful in direct sales is because they, go through their inner circle of friends and family and say, hey, I'm selling this. Would you like to buy it? And they make some sales within their inner circle. And then they're like, okay, well, I'm done. I don't have anyone else to sell to or anyone else to recruit. Like that's all the people I know. And that is just so silly to me, because the point of direct sales or network marketing is to literally network. So yeah, using your inner circle of friends is like the best way to start, but you need to get yourself out there, get yourself past your circle and go find other people. So a huge way to do that is with wowing. I love to wow because I love to go out and just talk to random people. And maybe that's a little bit awkward and creepy, but you know what? It's a really nice thing to do. I love when people strike up conversations with me in the grocery store or in Anthropologie or Target, wherever I am. I think it's fun. It's a nice thing to do in your community. So what I do when I wow is I have stripes on my hand, and I usually am wearing some bracelets or something to draw attention to it. And if I'm like doing stuff, I try to use my left hand as much as possible so I can be like, hey, hey, so people can see my stripes. So if people ask questions about my stripes, I kind of tell them what it is. It's a long-lasting lipstick. I always try to wear it when I'm out, so I can go like this, show them that it's not coming off. I keep beauty books. This is one of the older ones because I haven't run out of the older ones yet. But I keep beauty books with my information on the back in my diaper bag. And I say, hey, I have this free brochure catalog with all of the products in it if you'd like to take it home. And if you're interested, I can come over and do like a free makeover so you can try the products. You can bring friends if you want. I can do all your guys' faces. I like to do free makeovers because then they don't feel super pressured to like buy anything. But once you get the products on their face, they're like most likely going to buy it anyways. But it's just a good way to take the pressure off. So I hand them a beauty book and I kind of try to see if they want to do something like that, or like have a party where people can come over. And I also use this little sticky note trick. So if you haven't used or heard of the sticky note trick, when you hand them a beauty book, you say, hey, I do giveaways every week for a free glass or whatever. So I'd love to have you entered into that. So I take a sticky note, I write down their name and their email and their phone number, and then I say, okay, I'm going to take this and enter it into my giveaway, and then here's your beauty book. I'll let you know if you win. Let's try to schedule something. Are you on Instagram? Let's follow each other on Instagram so we can keep in touch. So I've got her information here, and I've followed her on social media if she has it. And I've said, I also on here has my cell phone number, so she has my cell phone number. And what I'm going to do with this is everyone's a winner. So you're going to get this information. You're going to wait a couple days, and you're going to call her and say, hey, guess what? You won my giveaway. And let her know she won the giveaway. Say, hey, I'd love to meet up with you. Bring you your prize. Do you want to like meet up for a quick makeover when I bring it? I can show you some more products, and just kind of, that's a good way to like make a connection with people just in the grocery store. If people haven't asked you about your stripes, you can still talk to people and go up to them and say, hey, I really like your dress, or I really like your lipstick, and just start a conversation, and then do the beauty book thing. So I love doing that. Calling local like boutiques and businesses and saying, hey, I've been in your store, I love your store, I have a product that would actually look awesome in your store and would do really well. It's going viral, and so people are doing really well selling it, and just kind of trying to set up a meeting with the owner or the ordering person. Starting conversations on social media. This is a huge thing that I love to do. If I'm in a bunch of like random makeup groups out there, and a lot of people go live and do their makeup, so I'll go live and do my makeup in there and just talk to people. Or if somebody else is live, I'll go on and comment and say, hey, I love how you're doing your makeup right now, and just like have a conversation with them over live. And then I usually add them as a friend and just kind of continue the conversation on. You don't have to comment on people's lives. Like if you see somebody just commenting on a post, you can connect with them that way too. I do not recommend cold messaging because, as I said before, when I was a blogger, that was a huge turnoff for me, and I never wanted to be a part of Synergent or of direct sales because of cold messaging. So I don't suggest just going out there and just messaging a bunch of people randomly. You want to definitely make a connection first. So make that connection on social media or in the store, and then message them. So it's not just like this random person that you don't know. Make a little connection, have a conversation, and then bring up Synergents. And then also just branding yourself, being branded across the board, being professional, and just standing out is going to bring people to you. And the people are going to see you on social media and say, oh gosh, that girl's profile is super pretty. She's like, must be like this pretty professional. Like, I want to talk to her. I don't know. I'm like really drawn to people that have beautiful profile pictures and cover photos on their profile or in their group if it's really pretty. So definitely like make everything pretty because girls like pretty things. So what time is it? Oh gosh, I have like 10 minutes. Gotta get some Red Bull here. Whew. Okay. Tip number 3. Don't stop recruiting or asking people or talking to people just because you get no's, okay? This is a huge thing that I see with, any new distributor. They, oh gosh, I just realized a bunch of people were commenting and I wasn't scrolling. Sorry, guys. Hi. So, a huge thing that I hear and that I see is limiting people is they put themselves out there. They get themselves out on this limb, and they're ready to recruit and go talk to people, and they just get a lot of no's, and they're like, oh, okay, I'm done. I can't do this. That nobody wants to do it. Nobody wants to buy from me. Nobody wants to be on my team. So I'm just going to give up. Don't do that, guys, because guess what? You're going to get a ton of no's for the rest of your career, okay? It's a normal thing to get no's because people, not everybody's going to be interested. But guess what? For every couple no's that you get, you're going to get a yes. And that yes is going to be totally worth it. I'm sure Jaylyn, when she was recruiting me, she got some no's. And she was told, no, I'm not into direct sales. I don't love the product that much, blah, blah, blah. But then I was a yes, and I signed up. And I'm sure that was 110% worth it. So don't quit because people tell you no. Because you're going to get a lot more no's than yeses. That's normal. That's business. And yes, that is extremely hard. It is extremely hard to hear no a million times. I've been doing this for a year now, and I've heard a whole lot of no's. But that's okay because I've heard a whole lot of yeses too. And now I have this amazing, awesome team of girl bosses that are literally killing it. So don't give up. You're going to get no's. You're going to get backlash. People are going to criticize what you're doing in your business. And, maybe even people will make fun of you for liking a lipstick with alcohol in it, even though it has no harm to your body whatsoever, or making fun of you because it's a direct selling company. Say, bye, I don't need you in my life, and move on. Stop caring what other people think. Stop caring about the no's, and don't worry about it because there are more important things to be doing than stressing about these people that aren't supporting you. And yeah, I just said, and Jaylyn just commented, and I was gonna go into that. So some no's actually turn into yeses later on. So that's 100% true. I have had people that have asked me about the business, and then I don't hear from them, and then a couple months later, they're like, hey, I think I'm ready to join Synergence now. So they were watching me this whole time. I didn't say, well, screw you for saying no to me, because then I would have lost that connection, right? I just, said, moved on and kept going, and then later on they came back. So no doesn't mean no forever. It just means no right now. So it's totally planting seeds. So don't be discouraged by those no's. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything here. So, and don't take offense to people saying no to you. 99.999% of the time, people aren't saying no because they hate you and they're like, screw you for being in direct sales, you're dumb. That's usually not it. It's usually them saying no because they're busy or they don't have confidence, they don't think they can do it, run a business, and so it's not a personal thing. It's not because of you, it's because of something that maybe they are going through in their life. So don't ever take offense to people saying no to you reaching out to them for recruiting. And same with like selling a product. If people don't want to buy your product because they're not into it or they end up not liking it, don't take offense to it. It's not anything that you did. It's just their personal preference. So my main message for my tip number 3 is don't let these negative things stop you, because listen, this is your legacy. This is your business. You are doing this for your why, and you're going to get people over here saying, oh, you can't do it, or no, you're never going to recruit, blah, 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 blah. It's not true. And you need to say bye and just keep your eye on the prize. Don't give up, and don't let these no's and these negative things stop you from bringing others into the business, because you know it's a blessing, you know what it's going to do for your family, and you know what it can do for others. So yes, you're going to get crap, you're going to get backlash, but it doesn't matter what other people think. It's what you think and what you want for your family, what you want for your team. So don't give up because of no's. Okay? Tip number 4 is, what does that say? I can't even read my own writing. Streamline your process and use word tracks. So what I like to do is I like to make daily goals of how many people I'm going to come in contact with. Sometimes I'm feeling really ambitious and I say, okay, I'm going to email 50 people today and tell them about the product and ask if they'd whatever, or even my customers, or I'm going to go wow 5 people today at Target, whatever it may be. Set daily goals of how many people you're going to contact or connect with. And by setting those goals, you really have something to focus on, and you really have something to put out there into the world. So word tracks. I'm going to quickly read them because I'm running out of time, but I discovered word tracks at Cinefest, and it was literally like the biggest light bulb ever. So basically you want to create these copy and paste things. I have them in my notes right here, of different situations, and just streamlining your process and sending these word tracks out to people. Obviously you're going to customize it to the different people that you're talking to, but this was so helpful. It makes it super easy and not super overwhelming to reach out to people. So first word track, number 1, if somebody asked you if they want to know more about being a distributor, you say, I'd love to tell you more about becoming a distributor. I could talk about this opportunity all day long. What would you like to know? That way they're not overwhelmed with information, and you can start a conversation about it. Word track number 2 is for a current customer. There's 2 here. Girl, you're going to have more colors than me. When are you going to be joining us on this journey? Or, you're one of my best customers, so I have to ask, since you love our products, have you ever thought about becoming a distributor and getting a discount and sharing it with your friends and family? So those are simple things that you can say to your current customers to get them thinking about being a distributor. And it's okay if they say no at first, right? Because it could be a yes later. Word track number 3, someone who comments on your success. So if you comment like, I just heard me send a car, woohoo! This is what you would send to them. I just want to send you a quick note and say thank you so much for the love and support for my lit biz. You can always tell who the strong women are, the ones who are building each other up. I've been meaning to ask, who do you know who loves makeup or skincare, who would love to earn extra money and get a discount on top of the line products? Good people know good people, so I had to ask you. So that kind of takes pressure off of them by asking if they know anybody that would like to do it, because then that kind of gets the balls rolling in their own mind, like, oh wait, I know I could do it. So it takes the pressure off. This is to send somebody on your dream team. I know this is probably the furthest thing from your mind, but I was asked if I could create a dream team, who would be on it. This is awkward because it kind of is, but you are one of them. I figured it does no good if I don't at least tell you, haha. So I have to ask, have you ever thought about starting your own makeup business? So that's, putting yourself out there a little bit, but hey, you never know who's going to say yes. Last word tracks, someone you think could benefit and would be good at the business. I know this might be the furthest thing from your mind, but I can't stop thinking about you. Have you ever thought about doing something like what we do as distributors? So simple. I think you'd be amazing at it because ... or I know this could help you ... So just something simple like that if you have somebody in your mind that you think would be really, really good at being a distributor. So those are just easy things. I keep, Ashley, I have them posted it on our team page actually, but I can post them in this group too. That to me has been really helpful. I've been implementing those the last couple weeks, and it's just something like easy that I can send to people that are already in my life. that's already written out, so it's not an overwhelming thing that I have to type up every time. It just helps take the pressure off of me. I would highly suggest, though, like, I'll post them later, the word tracks, but don't, like, copy and paste, like, don't everybody copy and paste these same word tracks and use them word for word, because that's gonna look like really bad. Because when there's people that like copy and paste the same MLM status from like 10 different people, and it just looks silly. So take these word tracks and write them in your own words and use them so they all look different, because I'm sure you guys get it. Okay, so my last tip, I kind of already covered this a little bit, but our business is a gift, so we need to share it. So as you heard from my story, Synergence is 100% what I needed in my life. It has greatly blessed me just so much. I have a team of over 300 amazing women I get to train and talk to every day, help them reach their goals. So I've learned how to be a leader. It's given me confidence. I now have a reason to put makeup on every day, and that's hard when you are a stay-at-home mom to have a reason to put on makeup, but it helps me to feel beautiful and confident. And so I'm sure you all have your own experiences of how this has blessed you, and you know how it's been a gift for you and what it's done for you. So this kind of goes back to my little challenge that I issued you guys at the beginning, but kind of journal, how has this business changed you? Share that. What can happen as a distributor? Share that. This is a life-changing business, and we have 10 plus years of explosive growth ahead of us. So we're not saturated. We're nowhere near done. So it's time to literally share this with every single person you come across, and let them know the huge opportunity with Synergence. We need to share that, because this is a huge gift, and this can benefit so many women in our lives and in our community, and literally put income into the hands of everyday women like me and not celebrities. That's a huge, huge deal, and we already know about it, and it's our job to not keep it secret and to share it with the world, because this is so empowering, especially for women, especially for moms, because not everybody can go out and start a business completely from scratch with a new product or new idea. This gives us a chance to take an amazing, groundbreaking, industry-disturbing product, put it into our hands, make our own branded business, and share this product that's literally turning the beauty industry upside down. So that's a huge deal. And once we realize that, and we realize what this has the potential to do in the next couple years, that's going to motivate you even more to just get yourself out there and share it. We need to not keep this just within us, okay? We need to bring it to the world. So get out on social media, go wow people in your community, go online and talk to people in your different community groups, get those makeovers going. Just connect with people, because you'll gain friends, and honestly, like, I think of my team as my family now, and every woman in this world needs something like this, and so there's no reason why we need to be holding back and not sharing it with people and not recruiting. For me, I feel like sometimes recruiting can be looked at as a selfish thing and saying, oh, well, she's just trying to recruit me so she can get more commission. That's not what this is, okay? This is literally sharing a gold mine to other people. If I wasn't getting commission at all, I would still be sharing this, just for the fact that these products are amazing to sell, and that they are going viral, and so it's not as hard to sell these products as a lot of other products out there. And so if you have been hesitant about recruiting because you don't want to come off as like a selfish, money hoarding, whatever, if you're putting your message out there and you're putting your why out there, people will not think that of you. So, yeah, those are my 5 tips for recruiting, my 5 main tips. I am so pumped for today, you guys, and I hope you guys are pumped too, because we had a recruiting rally last year. We got to hear from amazing ladies. Those videos are still up, so definitely go check them out. But today's going to be amazing. You're going to hear from some amazing ladies, so definitely tune into as many videos as you can. You're going to learn a ton, and just everybody get out there and freaking recruit, because it's awesome! Okay, you guys, I love you all, and thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to go live to you this morning. I know I'm long-winded, so I apologize if I rambled or ranted about any of these topics, but as you can tell, I'm just like overly passionate about this recruiting thing, and I love it so much. So I hope you guys were inspired to go get out there and go to your local Target and find some lovely ladies that need lipstick, because I'm excited. Plus, I want to go to Target today. Hopefully I can do that. Okay, you guys, I'm going to log off now because we have someone amazing tuning in 3 minutes, so I'm literally down to the wire. I love you all, and if you have any questions, feel free to message me. I'm happy to do it, or leave a comment on this video, and I will message you. Okay, guys, I love you all. Bye. Mwah!